Hi, I'm George, the Weather Dad, and we're going to be talking about a rather active weather pattern right here in the Midwest. In fact, there could be several rounds of severe weather, and there could be quite a bit of flooding. And I'll get to that in just a moment, but as far as temperatures are concerned, we're not going to see much variation in that, because what's going on here, what you're going to see is that you see this really dark color. That's the heat. That's the really 100-degree heat, high humidity socked up right into this portion of the country. What we have in store right now is what we call the ridge, and it's coming down like that. This is called the heat dome. This area of heat will pretty much stay in place over the next 5 to 10 days. It may migrate a little bit towards the east, but not a whole heck of a lot. What does that mean for us? We're going to see temperatures, well, close to normal, maybe a little bit above normal, and then you're going to see a little bit of yellow popping in, and that's going to reflect cloud cover as well as some rain, because this is also going to be the storm track. Now this is on Tuesday. Let's jump right now to Thursday. Not much change. You do see a little bit more yellow here. Again, that's reflecting some cloud cover as well as rain. And it may change a little bit because it really depends on when these storm systems are going to come calling. If they come in the morning, the afternoon is going to be hot and humid. If it comes in the afternoon, the morning is going to be hot and humid, and we're going to cool off a little bit. I don't expect a full day of rain, but when you get them, you're going to have a lot of activity going on. So again, notice the heat dome. Now this is on Thursday. So now let's jump right now to the weekend on Saturday. Again, notice the heat still pretty much socked right there, and you see some patches of yellow as the storm track continues to move in this direction. Even on into next week. This is on into next Wednesday now. Notice it moves a little bit to the east, not a lot, but look at the heat. Just continues to build there in the central U.S. There's going to be incredible heat temperatures into the triple digits. Certainly the heat indices rather will be well into the triple digits. But notice again a little bit of yellow popping up right here in the Midwest, Indiana and Ohio, and points east. That's going to again reflect as far as more rain is concerned. All right, so let's talk about this storm track. This is on Tuesday. There's going to be potential severe weather in this area, more northern half of Indiana, portion more north and northeast Ohio, southeast Ohio could be under the gun for some severe weather. So this is the storm track. Here comes, not much right now, but watch what happens here. As we head on into Wednesday, here comes the next system coming in. Again, we'll get a little bit of break between each system, but there's going to be a lot of juicy air, a lot of energy around. So when these systems come in, we could be looking at some potential severe weather. This is on Wednesday. Here we go on Thursday. That moves out. Here comes the next one. And they're going to be fast moving as well. The main threat with these will be gusty winds and potentially some flooding rains, but you can't rule out a spin up of some tornadoes as well, as there's going to be a lot of speed with these systems. Now this is on Thursday. It looks pretty dry, but as the day goes on, I think we're going to get more rain here in the Ohio Valley. This is on Friday. That system pushes on through. Here comes another one coming in for the upcoming weekend. This is on Saturday. Again, a little bit of a break, but here comes the next bit of energy moving on in. Here comes on Sunday. That's going to move on out. We could dry out a little bit there on Sunday, but the heat and humidity again will still be around. And then by next Wednesday, a week from tomorrow, here comes another one coming in. So here's your takeaway. Temperatures, we're not going to see a big variation. We're going to certainly be in the 80s, possibly even 90s if the rain holds off until the nighttime hours, because again, it's still a long way out, so the timing of it is still a little bit questionable at this point. But there's a heat dome right here bringing that storm track right across the Midwest and the upper plains as well as the Great Lakes region. So we could look at a lot of rain, possibly some severe weather, so make sure you keep your weather eye out, as well as some flooding rain and some gusty winds across this area, as well as some tornadoes. All right, we're in August, so let's take a look at the tropics. This is 2 weeks out. Still not much really going on at this point. There's a frontal system there in the Atlantic, but the Gulf of Mexico in the Atlantic basin, pretty darn quiet. And a lot, again, has to do with the very strong El Nino in the southern Pacific waters. So again, watch out We're going to have rain almost every day, but there's going to be patches of some dry weather as well. But watch out for that severe weather. I'm George, the Weather Dad.